what I want to do is take a look at a visit. I just went down last week to the wonderful city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yes, that's where they make the beer. And in fact, they even make some of that beer right in the hotel I stayed in. We have big vats in the lobby of the hotel. It's a beer city. It also happens to be the home of Milwaukee Tool Company. And Milwaukee Tool Company makes nothing but professional tools. They don't make really do-it-yourself tools. They make professional tools, and specifically to air conditioning, heating, electrical, and plumbing trades. So it's really kind of fascinating for me. I write for the Home Builder magazine, a professional column on tools, and it's interesting to see what's going on. But what we see there with this particular trip is the evolution of tools is really making a giant step. You've all heard about technology being added to everything and robots and stuff like that. Well, your tool is now going to get smarter than you ever thought it was before. They have a system that they call One Key. And we saw the beginning of it last year. It was kind of interesting, but not too exciting. Basically, the tool has a little Bluetooth gadget in it that communicates to your cell phone, that communicates to the cloud. And so, as a matter of fact, we can know at any given moment where that tool is. Somebody steals it, a little map shows up and tells us, a Google map shows up and tells us where that tool is. You want to do inventory on a tool, you can keep track of them. In the professional line, tools have service points where they need greasing or oiling or something. Well, this keeps track of how many hours it's been running, so it's the most accurate way possible to know it's time to service. And all of a sudden your smartphone will go beep, beep, beep. Don't use that tool. Go get it greased. Use the other one. So they're really starting to talk back to us. And then they promised us a step forward, and last week they gave the beginning of it to us. They said we can program these tools to work better than they ever have before. So what we can really look at, one of the possibilities of programming a tool is this is the smartphone page that would be tied to my large drill that's going to be cutting 1/2-inch anchor holes. And I can go in the smartphone and set up a preset mode. I can do 4 preset modes on the tool for the speed, the torque level, even things like ramp up, which means it starts slow and goes faster. We can preset that. I go on the job doing a particular job that I need at a particular speed. I don't have to play with the tool. I hit button 1 and it does it. So if we want to look at that on a drill that's maybe drilling into metals, I go in for that tool and I say, I have a titanium bit, and it's, sometimes they even ask what material you're going to be cutting. 1364, so here are mild steel. And so now it tells us to go, in this case, at high speed at 1751. It sets the tool to that. Do I want kickback control so that if it gets stuck, it turns off instead of spinning out of my hand? Yeah, I can push the button and it will stop if it gets stuck. Do I want trigger wrap up so that it slowly comes up? I can turn that on. And then again, it's all preset. And the most exciting one for me was this big baby. This is a Sawzall. It's a big saw that cuts, it's a demolition tool, and we cut all kinds of things with it. But cutting wood, cutting metal, cutting stainless steel or copper, it's all very different. You really should have different blades and different speeds. And with this thing, you go in, it says, okay, what are you going to cut? I'm cutting stainless steel pipe, 1.5 inches in diameter. And so it says, you should be going at this speed. You should be using this blade. Oh, you're not using that blade? Well, let us adjust. So you tell it which blade you have. It'll change the speed, and as a consequence, you can ask it to do something that no tool has ever done before. You can ask it to go slow for 10 seconds, just so it makes a groove. Because with this big blade, when we go fast, we can't get it to make a groove. It bounces all over. Now we can go slow, get the groove, automatically, without touching the trigger any different. We pull the trigger, it goes slow, then it cuts through. And in addition, as soon as it finishes the cut, a brake stops it. So that knife is not jumping back and forth, causing damage to the blade or to something around it. All of that is now programmable in our tools. That particular one will be out in September. But that's the kind of direction that we're seeing as they're looking for more and more. How do we make good tools, even more high-tech, all with the bottom line objective, work better, more efficiently, with less labor on our side. And it's really quite an exciting evolution.